It's just focus on looking down at your feet, just to get your bearings. That's right. And as you're looking down at your feet and able to speak to me clearly, can you tell me, can you see your feet there?
Yeah.
Are you wearing anything on your feet?
Brown shoes.
Your brown shoes. And as you look at these shoes, you'll know whether they're male or female.
Male.
They're male. So you're a male. And as you look around your feet, you'll know what surface you're stood on.
Pebbles.
You're stood on pebbles.
Like on the road.
Like on a road.
Like it's on your toes or something.
So what I want you to do now is I want you to raise your eyes and just imagine yourself looking from left to right and tell me, are you inside or outside?
Outside.
You're outside. And as you look at your landscape, can you describe it to me?
Horse and carriage. Yeah.
Horse and carriage? Are you on the horse and carriage?
No, just next to it.
You're next to it.
You've got a hat on.
And you've got a hat on? What is your age? Just see that number come to mind.
47.
You're 47 years old.
Tall man.
You're a tall man. And what do people call you in that life?
Frank.
Frank. Hello, Frank. Thank you for sharing this time with us. Frank, you're stood there by this carriage. Do you work with those horses there, or are you just stepping on that carriage?
Just walking by.
You're just walking by. And I want you to tell me, Frank, what country are you in?
France.
You're in France. And in a moment I'm going to tap you on the forehead, and when I tap you on the forehead, you'll see some numbers come to mind, and that will be the year that you live there. 3, 2 and 1. What year is it there?
1847.
1847. So tell me, Frank, what's your trade? What do you do in France? See yourself working.
Blacksmith.
You're a blacksmith. So you're outside in France. Are you at the top of France, the bottom, the middle, or the left or the right? Just as you see the map. Where?
In the middle.
You're in the middle.
Smoky buildings.
There's some buildings. Describe these buildings to me.
Old, smoky.
Old and smoky. Tell me, do you work for yourself, Frank, or are you a blacksmith for somebody else?
Work for myself.
You work for yourself. Very good.
Blonde hair.
You've got blonde hair. And do you have any family in that life, Frank?
Possibly.
Well, I want you, Frank, to take me to the place where you live.
Yeah,
So
I've got a little girl.
you've got a little girl.
Okay.
What's her name?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. How old is Elizabeth?
7.
7. Tell me, what's the colour of her hair?
Brown.
She's got brown hair.
Brown wavy hair.
Brown wavy hair.
She has blonde.
And the colour of her eyes?
Green.
Green eyes. I want you to connect with those eyes, because the eyes are the windows to the soul. And as you connect with that soul, that spirit, that girl there,
She's pointing at the horses.
she's what?
Pointing at the horses.
She's pointing at the horses. Does that girl Elizabeth remind you of anybody that you're working with today in this life? Just look into her eyes, you'll just have a knowing. No. Mhm. And where is your wife then, Frank? At home. And do you live in the same place that you work?
No.
Well, I want you to go to the place where you live now, Frank. Feel yourself go in there now as I speak to you on the sound of my voice. You're floating, drifting towards your home. Describe your home to me. What does it look like?
It's in between two buildings, equal terrace.
In between two buildings?
Modern floor.
On a farm?
No. In the town, village.
In the village. Mm-hmm.
Modern floor.
A wooden floor?
And then room, just a table in front of me.
A table in front of you?
Yeah, bookshelf, fireplace, and like a mirror.
Bookshelf, fireplace, and mirror. Very good. And tell me, is your wife there?
Yeah, she's in the kitchen.
She's in the kitchen.
She's got brown hair, dress on.
She's what, sorry?
She's got brown hair, long brown hair. She's making something.
And what do you call her in that life?
Victoria.
Victoria.
Yeah, she's got a dress on.
Mm-hmm. Well, as you go to Victoria and look into her eyes, mind to mind, and soul to soul, I want you to connect with her. Is Victoria in your life today? Who is she?
Don't know, I don't think so.
No. Mm-hmm. Well, what I want to do now, Frank, is I want to move to another significant time when something important is happening to you. So what I want you to do is I want you to close that scene. See yourself closing that scene now. That's right. Closing that scene just as if you were flicking the switch of a remote control. And I want you to go drifting, floating forward. See yourself now. See yourself drifting, floating forward. Forward in that life to another significant time when something is happening. Be there now. How old are you now, Frank?
7.
You're 7? You're 7 years old. And tell me, are you male or female?
Male.
You're a male. And in that life, what's your name?
I think John.
John. Mm-hmm. John, what country are you in?
I feel like France again.
In France, yeah? And are you inside or outside, John?
Inside.
You're inside. What are you doing inside? Look around.
I'm just sat near the fire playing with the toys.
Sat by the fire, playing the toys.
It's camera carpet, I've got shoes on.
You've got shoes on or no shoes?
I've got shoes on.
What colour are your shoes?
Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Little legs.
And tell me, who else do you live in that house with?
My mum.
Your mum?
Yeah.
Is it just your mum and you in that house?
No, I've got a dad as well.
And
Two
your
brothers.
granddad? Mm-hmm.
No, my dad's got 2 brothers.
And 2 brothers?
Older brothers, are the youngest.
So what do you call your older brothers?
Jamie.
Jamie?
Love.
Well, I want you to connect with Jamie and the other brother, because you're going to be able to connect with their soul and tell me, are you working with them in some way today in this life? Who are they?
He's got black hair.
Mm-hmm. Do they remind you of anybody today? Just connect with them.
Maybe my granddad.
Your granddad? Mm-hmm. And I want you to connect also with your mother there.
She's blonde hair.
She's got blonde hair.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Heels on.
She's got heels on.
Yeah.
What year is it? Just see some numbers come to mind.
19.
19.
Something like 34.
1934. Mm-hmm. And does your mother work or does she stay in the house?
Yeah, they both work.
They both work. Mm-hmm.
They're busy.
So I want you to connect with your mother now on a spiritual level. And tell me, have you worked with her before in different lives?
It's my nan.
It's your nan.
It's
Mhm.
like,
Very good. And what about your granddad in that life? Have you worked with him before?
granddad in this life passed over.
So it was your granddad here that's passed over. Wonderful. Well, John, what I want you to do is I want you to go forward in that life. So close that scene now and feel yourself drifting, floating forward in that life on that same timeline. Drifting, floating forwards, 3, 2 and 1. Be there now. How old are you now, John?
84.
You're 84. So describe to me, what are you doing?
Hospital bed.
You're in a bed? Mm-hmm. Are you ill?
Just old age, I think.
Old age?
Not sure.
Mm-hmm. And are you on your own there?
Yeah.
On your own. Uh-huh. So where is everybody else?
I don't know, it's just not here.
Uh-huh. And are you ready to pass now, John?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I want you to do is I want you to take a nice deep breath in, and I want you on the breath out just to allow your soul to be released from that body and see yourself about 3 foot above the body. And as you're looking down at that body, tell me, did you achieve everything that you wanted to achieve in that life?
Family, yeah.
So you wanted to achieve family? Mm-hmm.
I'm a bit sad though, I don't know why.
But you're also sad. Why?
My wife.
Have you left your wife?
I don't know if she's already passed over, I'm not sure, I don't know.
You're not sure whether she's crossed over. Well, as you've...
I think she's there, isn't it? She got the hand.
She's holding your hand.
Yeah, I don't want to leave her, I'm sad.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know that you can connect with her at any time.
She's going to go on her own.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the
You know she'll never be on her own. But I want you to look around
thing?
now.
Her boys as well. I don't want to leave the boys.
You don't want to leave the boys?
No.
Well, you can hang around a little, and I want you to just shower them with your energy and your love and give them your strength, knowing that they're safe and secure. I now want you to look around, and as you're ready to move on to the next level, tell me, where do you go once you've left that body?
My guides.
Your guides?
Really up for me.
How many guides does she have?
3.
3. Describe these guides to me. What do they look like?
Just hold them
Ask them to take you to your next place. Go with them now. Feel yourself lifting higher and higher, floating through the universe as they take you to your next destination, your next port of call. Feel yourself 3, 2, and 1. Where are you now as a soul?
Spaceship.
You're in a spaceship? Describe this spaceship to me.
Almost like a marble glass floor.
A marble glass floor?
Yeah. A large window. I can see out of space in front of me, loads of desks.
Well, what goes on this spaceship?
A meeting ship.
It's a meeting ship? And
Lots
describe
of
this
different
meeting.
races.
Pardon?
Lots of different.
Lots of different races?
Yeah, meet up.
So why do you need to meet up with different races?
Soul evolution.
Soul evolution?
Yeah.
And you on that ship there, what is your role on that ship? What do you do?
It's just part of the team.
You're part of the team.